The other part of this, I think, Mike, really what they're telling you here, Dallas and Green Bay, because you went on like, yeah, in the conference is shocking to a team that's kind of had their way with them in the playoffs, the Packers and all of that. Yeah, a little bit of like a budding rivalry there, and I'm sure that hurt Dallas Cowboy fans that he went to the Green Bay Packers. But within that, to me, a little, Dallas is saying we're not in the same level as Green Bay right now. Green Bay is a team that's in the Super Bowl window. We're a team that's maybe going to be on the edge of the playoffs. I think Dallas basically raised the white flag in this trade and basically now just said, yeah, we'll try to be competitive this year, but we're really thinking about down the road now. With these draft picks, maybe get a quarterback, Arch Manning down the road, whatever. I think that's what they've told you here. And Green Bay's going, no, we're in it right now. And we think we're legit, and our team's got everything, except we were just missing that blue-chip superstar defensive guy, and that's why they go all in, and they see the talent, and they pay him that kind of money to do what he does.
Two things.
Yeah.
Number one, the way the Cowboys spun it on Thursday night obviously was not, we're not in Green Bay's class,
right,
and we're rebuilding or building or just striving to try to have a competitive team. They made it sound like this was a strategy aimed at making the team better. Jerry came out with that, we have to stop the run nonsense right out of the gates. Then he tried to compare the Micah Parsons trade to the Herschel Walker trade, and there is no comparison. Number one, they got a hell of a lot more for Herschel Walker, and number two, Herschel Walker is not Micah Parsons. Apples and apples. Micah Parsons, far more valuable piece of the puzzle than Herschel Walker ever was. Herschel Walker was never in the NFL what he was at Georgia or even in the USFL, and there was this mythology with Herschel Walker that he never backed up with performance, especially not when he was traded to Minnesota. I lived it. I saw it. I know it. It was a disaster for the Vikings, and they never should have made that trade. Secondly, this is actually worse for the Eagles that this happened. And I know the Eagles are relieved they don't have to face Micah Parsons on Thursday night, but they're able to deal with the Cowboys with Micah Parsons. Good luck dealing with the Packers with Micah Parsons.
Yeah, right.
When you had a hard time dealing with the Packers without him. This is actually bad news for the Eagles that Micah Parsons was traded to the Green Bay Packers. I don't know, maybe in some weird sort of way, this is Jerry's way of trying to sabotage the Eagles. Like, let's give this guy to somebody that we think can beat the Eagles with him because we know we can't.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt it. I'm not going to give them that much credit.
I don't want to give them that much credit.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. We've seen enough to know they're not that next level there. But like, I think your point about Green Bay, that's real. We talked about it a lot last year, right? I mean, Green Bay's roster is in a place, we saw that Eagles wild card game. They weren't outclassed by any stretch of the imagination. Year before, Green Bay, they were the better team on the field in the divisional round against the San Francisco 49ers. They lost the game. Jordan Love made some bad mistakes late in the football game. Last year, Jordan Love wasn't even playing good football, and they hung in there with the Eagles in that wild card round. You look at the Green Bay Packers, their offensive line, you're not going to overpower them. They can match up with anybody in football. The running game is real. We know that. The receivers, okay, that's maybe one of the question marks we got about their football team. But then after that, you get into it and you go, man, there's not much to really dissect or not like here. The D-line's got everything. It's got versatility. It's got a lot of talent. Their linebackers, their secondary. I mean, they're a good football team. It would not shock me if we were sitting there on Championship Sunday and the Green Bay Packers were in that game against the Eagles or the Lions or somebody like that. I don't think that's far-fetched. I think the Green Bay Packers are a Super Bowl caliber roster, ready-to-go type of football team here.
Do you think they'll win the division? I mean, we did the exercise ranking how the teams are going to finish in the NFC North. Do you revise your pick now from the Lions to the Packers?
It's going to be tight. I think I probably still feel Lions a little bit. What scares me is this: Jordan Love and the injury and not being able to get all the reps, and that just a little bit of like what we saw last year. Okay, I don't get to practice enough or do all that, so therefore I don't play the game, right? And then the receiver stuff. right? Just the dependability. Who's it going to be? Romeo Doubs, we've talked about a million times. It's been all over the place. Jaden Reed was banged up. Is he totally ready to go, right? We know there's no Christian Watson for the time being and his ability to stretch the field. So I still think I favor Detroit, but this is a year where, like, I could see Detroit winning the division at 11-6, right? And Green Bay being 11-6 too, and losing the tiebreaker or something like that. I think we're going to see a lot of jumbled up records in the NFC this year, if you ask me, my 2 cents.
That's what makes Sunday's game, Lions-Packers, right out of the gates.
Yeah, big.
We were talking about this last night. My son was saying they shouldn't do division games week 1 as teams are still kind of getting their bearings because they mean too much later.
Yeah.
They have too much of an impact on the final standings. You shouldn't play division games week 1. And we have the Lions, Packers, and Bears, Vikings right out of the gates. And I think there's some merit to that. I'd never really thought about that before. It's one thing to do it late in the season when we get down to what Jason Garrett would call nut-cutting time. But right out of the gates, for those games that aren't going to mean anything in January other than the impact on the wins and losses and the impact on the tiebreakers, man, it seems awfully early to be firing that shot. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.